When we last spoke with Kerem Üzenmez in November 2025, the core thesis of the Springer project was built on high-grade heavy rare earths and the potential for a massive gallium discovery. Since then, the data has started to catch up with the vision at Volta. The company has recently confirmed a 117-meter intercept of high-grade gallium. This is actually one of the most consistent hits ever reported in North America. We've invited Kerem Üzenmez into our studio again to walk us through some latest updates. So, Kerem, you have told me directly in the past that your grades of heavy rare earths actually triple many of your peers in North America. For the investor looking at the bottom line, though, how does having heavy rare earths like dysprosium, terbium in your basket change the economics compared to a standard light rare earth project?
Absolutely. So initially we had only 5% of those within the total rare earth oxides. Now with the recent drilling, we've realized that it's getting more, almost doubling it, almost 10%. In some cases it was 11, but overall it's about 10% right now. Those are highly desired premium magnet rare earths for the heavy rare earths that all the Western world wants. So finding them more and more, definitely adding more value.
And in November, you also had a goal of creating a standalone gallium resource. This is the last time we spoke again. Like I said, you've just hit 117 meters of gallium. Would you say that the results are consistent enough that you now expect to include a dedicated gallium inventory in your upcoming resource update?
They are. This is just the top part of the borehole. The results are still remaining that we're waiting for. It's going to come. It still ended in gallium, so we are going to have more, but it exceeded our expectations. I was expecting maybe based on the previous drilling 90, maybe 100 meters. It is more, very high grade, consistently. It's not just sparsely. So it's we're very confident we're going to have the gallium resource. Yes.
And is the value of gallium the key reason why it's so important for you to have a standalone resource?
Yes, look, it's unique. It doesn't normally, rare earth projects don't come with gallium. It's, as we probably all know now, that it is a byproduct of aluminum and zinc processing. So, and nobody has a gallium resource, right, in Canada. So we are hitting such high grade, such thick intercepts that are consistent. We are confident we're going to have the resource. We're just working on how to recover it at the moment with various methods. So we will. We're very confident we're going to have that.
And who cares about gallium, in this market?
Yeah.
Who are the buyers?
Who are the buyers? Well, when you look at the production that USGS puts out every year in April, 2024 data was 98% was produced in China. So the rest were divided in a bunch of countries. Where it goes is into the semiconductors, the AI chips. Because of its high conductivity, it's such faster response that it gives to the chips, to AI. That's where I think the biggest market is at the moment. So as AI is getting more implemented and getting faster and faster, that's where gallium's importance comes in. Having a resource in North America and Canada is extremely important.
Now, I hear this over and over again, high grade is king, but of course recovery is what makes money. So with you knowing that you're working with the Idaho National Laboratory right now in metallurgy, can you confirm yet if the gallium and the heavy rare earths can be recovered together in one process? Or are we looking at something that will be separated and more costly?
We are working still on that. Idaho National Lab is obviously looking at all the details. It's going to take some time. In the meantime, we're working with another laboratory, commercial laboratory in Canada, that is doing the work. We started late October with new samples, etc. So that work is going to be concluded sometime in March. I'm expecting the report to come out. We're looking at very clean processing and recovery. That should include the gallium as well at that time. So by end of March, I can answer your question.
Okay. Well, obviously, the market is waiting for your updated resource. Are you still on track to deliver for Q1?
Yes. So in February, in the next coming weeks, we will have the updated resource. But because of what we saw in the recent drilling, it's going to remain open, and that's why we started drilling again. Just in January, we're progressing very well. Again, holes are going deeper and bigger than we originally anticipated still.
Well, you have about 3 million or just under 3 million in the bank. Are you covered for all of this additional drilling?
Yes, the resource update, additional drilling, baseline, all the environmental studies we're doing towards development permits, they're all covered with this budget, this drilling. We're adding more holes. It's all already covered with that. So we're in a healthy cash balance at the moment. But obviously see how big this is going to get more and more, and then that's going to determine our next phase of activities. But we're advancing very quickly. We are getting into development stage with all these permits, and metallurgy is going to be towards the technical studies.
Yep. Well, I also read that you've had the First Nations leadership and provincial ministers at your site recently. Is the goal for this year to take the project into a bankable study yourself, or are you talking with potential partners right now? And what were the reasons for having such people at the site recently?
Yeah, so there's a lot to unpack there. We are definitely progressing very fast. We want to get it to at least some technical study level, which should happen by this summer. Those are going to show the robust economics of this project on paper independently. So that's going to put us to another level. Having said that, having those kind of strategic assets, strategic minerals in our project near Sudbury, amazing infrastructure where we have all the talent and much needed jobs as well. I think the government is very interested in that, seeing that develop. And obviously the First Nations is the key. So we developed that relationship from day one. They're very supportive. They want to get involved in whatever capacity. So we're moving this forward together. I think we're going to advance this fairly quickly.
Okay. Well, that's all good news to me. What do you want your longtime shareholders who have been patient with Volta to know at this point in the game?
There's a lot to unpack. The value hasn't been uncovered yet. We are doing that by day, and I think this is going to be big and very valuable. That's why it's too early for us to talk to anybody, in my opinion. We're sprinting, but it keeps delivering. This project is...
So no partners at the time, no need or no mind for it just yet?
No to all. That's correct.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Karam.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.